Hello everybody, Andy here again. Sunday morning, it's a bit dark and dank and horrible, but anyway, what I wanted to talk about today really was something that came out in a book I read recently. Something that you may well have noticed, you may well agree with me, you might not agree with me. But it seems that in life, generally, on the internet, whatever it is, we tend to show our grumpier side, should we say, rather than our happier sides. We seem to look at things maybe with the glass half empty rather than the glass half full. I'll give you an example. This works really on the internet because you can relate to sort of real life as well, as I will do. Things like Twitter. The particular example I read about in the book was about Twitter and about how people on Twitter tend to post things that are negative rather than positive. We moan about something. I've literally just put a post up on a tweet up on Twitter saying about the bloody weather and it not being very good. Exactly the type of thing, and I hadn't even thought about that. I put that up there instinctively without even considering it, and that's a perfect example of what we do. And I did a video recently about praise, etc., and how we tend not to praise people, we tend to criticise far more than what we praise. Now, why is that? We can look at the internet in other ways as well. We know all about, if you're on YouTube and obviously if you're watching this video, you'll see comments and haters and trolls and that type of thing. Yes, there's that anonymity which allows people to do it without any sort of comeback, I suppose, really, that they go around putting comments on there and put nasty comments. Yes, there are a lot of people that put good comments, etc., constructive comments, but why do people have that inbuilt thing where we tend to do that sort of critical thing rather than the praise, except be more negative than positive? And as I said, it cuts across right away. You can think of programs on the TV. We have programs over here in the UK, sort of grumpy old men and that, and they've made like a franchise type of thing out of this whole idea of people moaning about, especially when people get older, they moan about young people, they moan about this and they moan about that. But you see it in young people, I see it with teenagers, even my own kids moaning about stuff all the time. They tend not to talk up things, and I can think of comedians being exactly the same way as well. Comedians obviously are there to make you laugh. That's the whole idea of it. And so much of comedy nowadays is observational comedy, isn't it, rather than more sort of slapstick type of stuff, I suppose. I don't know whether that's a new phenomenon. I think it's always gone on, but that seems to be far more prevalent now than what it used to be, I think, anyway. But there are comedians, once again, here in the UK who their whole act is based on being grumpy, of being sort of dour and down-faced, etc. And that's the way that they are. That's what they're known for, and that their whole act is based around that type of thing as well. So that's how, just putting that idea out there really. Why is it? Why are we more negative than positive? Maybe we should change it. Maybe we should talk about it. The point with the book about the Twitter was that people, this particular person, realised what they were doing. They looked at, analysed their tweets. Maybe that's what you should do as well, or even comments that you make to other people outside of the internet. Let's not just make it an internet-related thing. This is a live thing as well. But the easiest way, if you're on Twitter, look at the nature of your tweets, or even other people's, and have a look at what they put there, and weigh up the positives against the negatives. And I think you'll find you'll find that there are far more negatives than there are positives generally. That's a generalisation, obviously it is, but if you look at it and think, well, actually no, I won't post that because it makes you look bad, doesn't it? And that's what happened once again with this particular example. The person who was doing it looked at it and was shocked, and I think that's the point. It's only when you sort of step back and take a look and you realise, well, actually, yes, say with that tweet I've just put up, and I've thought about it myself and what I say, etc., and other things, and even videos that I make, I tend to bitch and moan about things, which lots of people do. How often do you make a video that's something about something that's really good that's happened? We tend to take those things for granted, or maybe we don't think about them so much. It's that whole thing about if you have a bad experience, you will relay that to sort of 10 people or something like that, whereas if it's a good experience, you might just tell the odd person or something. You go to a bad restaurant, get bad service, you'll tell everybody, won't you? But if it's a good restaurant, yes, you'll tell your good friends, shall we say, but you won't tell quite as many. Why is that? Why not spread the good stuff as well as the bad stuff as well? There's plenty of good stuff out there, and maybe we should look a bit harder for it. It's there, and maybe when we do, we should spread it, spread the love, or spread the good, spread the positive rather than negative all the time. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll leave you there. Thanks very much. Goodbye.